Hi there, my name is Michael, and wow, was this episode, these episodes were incredible. I just watched episodes 3 and 4 last night, and I absolutely loved it. Now, it starts out just like in the previous episode with Cooper trapped in the Black Lodge or some sort of weird shadow realm or something like that. I can't really exactly describe what the heck is going on, but he's trying to escape the lodge and he's going through this weird, I don't know how to describe it, this bizarre room with this woman who doesn't have any eyes, and he's trying to escape, and it's very frightening and weird. But after that, the majority of the episode of the 2 hours is actually sort of a comedy episode, contrasting with the original one, which was more horror focused. They both kind of blend together the scary stuff and the horror, the scary stuff and the humor. But this one was the original. The first two episodes were more scary oriented. This one was much more humor oriented, and I like that. I enjoyed the humor. I like David Lynch's sense of humor. Twin Peaks was one of the funniest shows I've ever seen, and I thought this was amazing. So it turns out that the evil Cooper had apparently created some sort of weird clone of Agent Cooper somehow, that was like out living a life in the world and thought he was another person named Doug. And it's played by Kyle MacLachlan. It looks exactly like him, of course. And this regular average Joe is sucked back into the lodge instead of the evil Cooper. So the evil Cooper apparently can stay outside of the lodge for 25 years, but then he has to go back in according to the rules of the lodge or something. But instead of evil Cooper going back in and good Cooper going back out, good Cooper comes back out, and this weird clone Cooper heads back in somehow. I don't know how the heck that happened or what's going on. I doubt they'll ever explain it, but that's what went on. And so now the good Dale is outside of the lodge, but bizarrely is now senile or suffering from some kind of dementia. He's wandering around the entire 2 hours, sort of like Senor Drool Cup. I mean, which is weird because in the previous episode he seemed perfectly lucid within the lodge. However, a lot of the jokes in this one are him sort of shuffling around like a demented old man, not knowing what the heck is going on, dribbling and not quite understanding what's happening around him. But it's actually pretty funny. He actually eventually gets to somehow to a casino and wanders around the casino and wins jackpot after jackpot after jackpot and hilariously screams "Hello!" when he wins the jackpot for some reason. And it's pretty amusing. He's using his, you see, he should have been using his weird sort of telepathic powers not to solve murders, but to go to Vegas and win big. That's what he should have been doing all this time. Why wasn't he doing that? It would have been safer for him. But anyway, the evil Cooper is also outside of the lodge now and is kind of. He was apparently the Doppel Cooper was supposed to go back into the lodge, but he's not. He's still in this world. However, when the change is supposed to happen, he has some sort of weird nausea episode and seems to begin vomiting creamed corn. I think was it? It looked like creamed corn, like Garmin Bozia. This weird symbolic representation of pain and suffering. So I have no idea what was going on there or what was going on with that. But we're gonna apparently he's so poisonous and toxic. He's like the aliens in the old X-Files show that even going near them and even going near him sort of poisons and nausea and makes everyone nauseous. So is the Garvin Bozia, the pain and suffering that he caused for 25 years, sort of vomiting back up out of him? I have no idea what the heck is going on here, but he's actually carted off to prison, and he has drugs and guns. So the FBI come in, and we actually get to see David Lynch and Miguel Ferrer as Albert Rosenfield and Cooper Superior coming in there, Gordon Cole, and it's amazing. I loved seeing them. They weren't quite the way they were 25 years ago. These are older guys now. Miguel Ferrer passed away recently, and it is kind of odd seeing these two young characters that I remember as being younger and vigorous, sort of, kind of shuffling around, not being seemingly all there. Not, I mean, they were all there, of course. Not really being together. They weren't really fast. Everyone was kind of everything in the show is slowed down, which is something that actually kind of annoyed me. We're 4 hours in to this series and we're still not quite there. Maybe I'm just impatient. I'm chomping at the bit. I have to admit I had a ton of coffee right before the show began, and something you probably shouldn't do at 9 p.m., but I did, and donuts, so I was on a lot of sugar. So maybe I shouldn't have done that, if we're being honest. But I kind of want to get things going now. Now, after his wild travails at the casino and winning probably hundreds of thousands of dollars somehow through his magic powers, Dale is eventually sent home, not to Twin Peaks, not to the FBI, but his clone's home, where Naomi Watts is his wife. And he is still sort of senile. And at the very end of the episode, he takes a sip of coffee. And I didn't realize until that very last second that, wait a minute, he's going to drink some coffee and then he's going to wake up, right? Is that going to be it? And maybe that's what's going to happen. I don't know. I don't really. I hope that's. I kind of hope that's what's happening. In the next episode, he's going to, be back. I was kind of surprised to see Naomi Watts in this role because she was. I kind of thought she was going to have a more important role, but I can't see her role becoming more valuable after this point. I just don't. I really don't see that. But maybe she will. Who knows? We also get to see the female FBI agent. Her name is Tammy. And unfortunately, she's not played by Naomi Watts or Laura Dern like I thought she would be. She's another actress, but she's fine, but kind of thought that was going to be happening. Albert and Gordon Cole are not really quite together in understanding what's going on, but they know that there's some sort of weirdness happening. They know there's some sort of strange event going on, and that Philip Jeffries is involved with all of this. Apparently, the Lodge creatures have some sort of worldwide network of things going on. I guess we knew that in the movie Fire Walk with Me because Philip Jeffries was in like a Latin American country for a while, so the Lodge spirits are apparently everywhere. We also get to see Bobby Briggs. Bobby Briggs is a police officer. That kind of blew my mind. That's amazing. He's got his life together. He's not doing drugs. He's not killing people. He's actually upset and trying to stop kids from doing drugs, which is absolutely incredible. I loved seeing that. And he's actually still upset about Laura Palmer and breaks down crying when he sees her photograph at one point. I thought that was incredible. I really loved seeing that. Now, there's something I have to say that I didn't like, and that was Wally Brando. I noticed a lot of Twin Peaks fans are talking about how much they love him. I'm sorry, but I just didn't love him. I wasn't crazy about Wally Brando. I thought Michael Cera looked ridiculous, and not in a funny way. The other stuff in the show was hilarious. This just seemed idiotic. Like he's dressed up and doing a weird impression of Marlon Brando in his biker days, but also as the Godfather. It made very little sense, and it really didn't kind of capture me. I'm sorry, but it really didn't. But the rest of the show was really funny, especially the scenes in the casino. It's interesting that they went for a more comedy rather than horror-focused episode, where the last one was a little bit of comedy, but mostly the scary stuff going on. We still don't know what's going on in New York and whether that was part of Evil Cooper's plan to stop Cooper from sort of revivifying after he was kicked out of the lodge. I imagine that's what was going on. So there's still a lot of mysteries. The episode looked incredible. It was filmed, of course it's David Lynch, so it's amazing. The acting was incredible once again. I really, really loved it. And I'm having a great time with this series. I hope it picks up. I hope it gets a little faster. The original Agent Cooper, he was an amazing detective. He was just sort of, he was learning things, and he was going places. He was moving at a very caffeinated, hyper pace. And I kind of wanted the show to be a little bit more like that. And I hope Cooper comes back to his old self and doesn't say this sort of disheveled old man kind of Cooper for the rest of the time, because he's going to need it to fight evil Cooper probably. So anyway. Make sure to subscribe to my channel if you want to see more Twin Peaks content. I'm going to be reviewing the next episode, of course, as soon as it comes out. And I'm going to continue with my Twin Peaks character breakdowns, where I talk about the characters on the show and what I feel about them. And there's probably going to be a new one of those coming out this Saturday. So, yeah, the show was great. I love these 2 episodes. I hope it really picks up from here. It was very funny. And it's absolutely amazing. My name is Michael. I hope you enjoyed this video. Please comment below and tell me what you thought of the episode, if you liked it, if you like this new direction of the show, if it feels weird that it's going into this kind of odd place or whatever's going on. Let me know how you feel about it if you're liking the show. And take care. I'll see you next time.